So here's the big question. What's the best wildlife photography lens to purchase in 2022? In this video, I'm going to be going over the best options in each of the 4 price categories so that no matter what your budget is, you'll know what's best for you to buy this year. Thanks to Hunt's Photo and Video for sponsoring today's episode. So starting at the bottom, in the ultra cheap kind of category, you'll find your 70 to 300 millimeter and 100 to 300 millimeter zoom lenses. While these are, in my opinion, a bare minimum in wildlife photography, and I debated even mentioning them, if you're really tight on money, it's possible to get these even as low as $550 or $500 in some cases. You can find either the on-brand version of this lens from Canon and Nikon, but Sony's is a lot more expensive, so leading me to recommend Tamron's brand instead if you were to purchase for a Sony lens. Panasonic also has an MFT 100 to 300 that comes in just ever so slightly more expensive than the others, but due to its MFT mount, it's actually a 200 to 600 full frame equivalent, making this an amazing deal for a lens with some reach. That setup is actually what I used to first get started in wildlife photography seriously, and I was pleased with that setup and the price for years to come. In the second price category, we have the budget zoom lenses for full frame. If you can afford it, I always recommend jumping up to this category, as you'll find a huge increase in the quality of your lens and what you're able to capture with a full frame camera or an APS-C. When discussing 150 to 600 millimeter zoom lenses, I still think it's an almost no-brainer to go for Sigma's 150 to 600 millimeter contemporary lens, as long as you can live with the autofocus. In so many ways, it parallels and beats out all of the on-brand lenses from Canon, Nikon, and Sony at only a fraction of the cost, usually half the cost or less. This lens is not only sharp for a zoom, built well, but it was also the lens that I first used in my wildlife photography for a few years before I used the current one that I own. If autofocus matters to you a lot, then possibly consider buying something on brand like the Canon 100 to 400 or Nikon 200 to 500. But remember, you're sacrificing extra reach and you are paying a lot more of a hefty price. Currently, I use the newest Sigma 150 to 600 millimeter sports L-mount lens for my full frame Panasonic body, and I love this lens. It comes in at roughly about $400 more than the contemporary, yet it has a load of upgraded features that made it more enjoyable to me while out in the field. Plus, they don't have a native L-mount lens in the contemporary version, so if you follow this channel and you like all the images that I captured, then this is proof that you don't need to spend a penny more than what you find in this category here, as everything I capture is from a lens in this category. In the third category, we double the cost of our last category and find some specialty lenses and a hidden gem before reaching that, oh my gosh, you're crazy for spending that amount of money range. So in this category, Nikon has a 300mm 2.8 prime that is phenomenal for larger animal wildlife photography. As long as you can deal with the shorter reach, you'll love the glass quality and low light capabilities of this lens. The best hidden gem at this price range, in my opinion, however, is the Sigma 500mm f4, which comes in right under $6,000. Nikon also just released their brand new Nikon 800mm 6.3 lens for their mirrorless lineup, which is phenomenally priced at just over $6,000, making an amazing new option for their mirrorless lineup natively. As you know from the Nikon Z9 craze, these new products can sell out fast and wait times can be long. So if you're interested in getting one, Hunt's Photo and Video, linked below, has got you covered. For all lenses in this video, as a matter of fact, Hunt's Photo and Video, who's the sponsor of today's episode, has them available for you on their website. Hunt's Photo and Video is a friendly camera shop, and if you reach out to my personal rep, Noah below, he can take care of you from start to finish in the process of you deciding what it is that you need to purchase and what's best for you and your wildlife photography setup. Now, crazy enough, for this video, the team at Hunt's Photo and Video is giving a special 5% off on all lenses that I use, as well as some other lenses mentioned in this lineup. If you reach out to Noah through the description below, let him know what you're interested in purchasing to see if he can get you a special discount on it. Let him know that I sent you, and they'll take care of you. Now, getting back to that fourth category, we have the last lineup of expensive lenses. Crazy enough, there are lenses around the $10,000 range and even close to $20,000. Canon and Nikon each have 800mm 5.6 lenses that hit $17,000 nearly, while Sony has a 600mm f4 lens that hits $13,000. For these lenses, there really isn't that much that can be said beyond that. At this price range, you're all set and you'll be happy with your purchase if you have the money in the first place to spend. If you're in the market for a couple of new lenses, I'd highly recommend checking out Hunt's photo and video as mentioned in the description below. I hope you guys found what you were looking for in this video, and I'll see you guys around next time talking about gear once again.